All right, I was not going to comment on this, but I'm running the new update, the new XPlane update. I'm currently um, on a path right now between Amsterdam. I'm on my way to Amsterdam. I came out of Norway, and the reason I wanted to mention some things is because I be honest with you, I hate nighttime flights. That's not an alert, by the way. That's just a printer. Um, I really do hate nighttime flights. The reason is because before they were so bland and they were so plain, and I just wanted to let y'all see a little bit more what you're seeing in the cockpit now outside as I'm even over water right now. It's coming. I mean, flying over water can be really, really dull. But from the stars to the cloud formations, there's something different about the new X-Plane. There's something different, and I got to give the guys kudos. My cockpit has a more vibrant look. It's easier for me to see things. It looks like it's more properly illuminated. So I got to give them credit. Let's go outside. Even outside right now, something's just different. Like I said, clouds, everything has more of I don't know, what I think my real eye would be seeing is what I'm seeing here. It looks much better. We're over water right now, like I said, between Amsterdam and Norway. So it's a lot better. Anyway, that's why in mid-flight, even on takeoff, earlier as I took off out of Norway, it looked something was different at the airport. It was more illuminated, easier. I mean, it was easier to see, but it just seemed more like what my actual human eye would be seeing if I were sitting in that cockpit at that location. I feel like I'm seeing more about of a more realistic look at what things should look like. So, anyway, on this flight right now, we're right here. We're at 92 nautical miles from the top of the sun. We are 235 miles from our destination, our Amsterdam destination. We're flying into. I have to look twice at the name of the airport. Schiphol. Anyway, Amsterdam. We're flying into Amsterdam. We're on a. It's actually KLM. It's a KLM flight, but it's I fly for Delta Virtual, and this flight was a free flight that you can go take. So I thought I'd come over to Norway. Anyway, let's see how this goes. We are getting close to our descent profile right now. I've already set. Actually, I've already dropped the altitude, setting down to 2,000. Knowing they may descend me at some point, but I went ahead. It looks like I'm going to try to follow the line. Anyway, we're at 350 right now. Flying at about 350, 250 knots. Famous last words. It has been a very uneventful flight, but I had to share with you the way things look outside of the cockpit. They actually look much better. This cockpit itself there's something different. Anybody who's flown in X-Plane 11 and the earlier versions of X-Plane 12, and even the more recent version, knows what I'm talking about. There's just something different about the cockpit. Anyway, since I'm already recording, why don't y'all hang out with me till I get to our final destination? Yeah, these cloud formations are great. Just look really good. I'm an Active Sky guy. I've used Active Sky and XP Enhance maps, and I was getting frustrated because even though I was using lossless to try to save frames, I still would sometimes like go to launch XPlane and it would weird out on me, and it'd crash, and it got to the point of frustration for me. I didn't want to. I just got tired of messing with it sometimes, but I love it. I'm a really big XPlane 12 fan. So I must say something's different about this latest beta of the XPlane 12 because I have not had any crashes getting into XPlane. My settings I feel like are more appropriate to my card. I have an RTX 4070 GPU, and I see it feels like it's using it more efficiently. Even though I know that's not a very technical way to say it, but you know what I mean. It seems something's different. It's not choking. The smoothness of the frames.
Contact Bremen radar on 124.075.
There's something different. So again, there's something distinctly different about this. But the smooth, even when I go to take off, when I'm on takeoff in the beginning to speed up and starting to hit V1, and I'm about to rotate, it feels like I'm going faster. I feel like there's not any sort of lag, anything at all. It's very different. Something
Bremen
else.
radar, com 1210, evening, maintaining flight level 350.
Alright, let's go ahead and get our
Bremen radar, identified. Good evening.
Samantha, can you go ahead and get our descent clearance?
I will request descent clearance to flight level 310 now.
Bremen radar, com 1210, requesting descent clearance to flight level 310. Clim 1210, cleared bluff, 1 Alpha arrival into Schiphol. Whenever you'd like to send, flight level 250.
Cleared bluff, 1 Alpha arrival into Schiphol. Descend flight level 250 at your discretion. KLM 1210.
To return to your seats, fasten up your seatbelts for the duration of the flight. Been a pleasure having you on board with us. Thanks for flying with Delta today. I can fly at 10. Go ahead for bidding.
Alright, we've started our descent. Once again, here, what I was about to say earlier, is you see this reflection right here, coming from the kind of a moonlit reflections. This little ambient light that you're seeing like that is, it really looks good. It has more of a realism to it. I must say,
ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent.
it's different. So
At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
So anyway, yeah, those are just some observations, but yeah, you see that. I'm just using that right on my dash as kind of an illustration of how it looks, how it's kind of the light's just bouncing the way it should, the way you would expect it to. So very well done. So just a good cloudy moonlit night up here. We did not even have time for our in-flight meal. most of this on this.
Delta 1562, expedite descent to flight level 240, traffic ahead. Expedite
Let's
descent
get
to flight
outside
level
of it.
240, Delta 1562.
We're on an aircraft carrier here. So, well, we're on the ocean. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, yeah, clouds look good. Anyway, back to my conversation earlier. So, Active Sky I loved Active Sky. Used it along with XP and Enhanced Maps. The problem I kept running into using, for instance, XP Enhanced Maps is the extent to which you had to download and download and download. And in fact, it had, sometimes it would work, sometimes the actual application would work to do the downloads, but there was always a need to update, and you could easily have a crash because something just wasn't exactly right. That was
Descend to flight
aggravating.
level 150, KLM 1210.
So that's why it got to the point sometimes where it was more trouble than it was worth. I did use Sim Heaven. Also, I had Sim Heaven, which I like some of the extras that Sim Heaven adds. But I really would like for XPlane to put together a package that kind of combines all that, gives you really great scenery, manages your frame rate well, and lets me get the most out of in my case, my RTX 4070 GPU. I don't want to keep having to go to an app here and an app there, which by the way, guys, the ones who make the apps have done that. Kudos to you. It's been awesome. I'm not saying I'm not appreciative, but after a while, it gets I don't know. It just gets monotonous having to constantly update and find ways to tweak your graphic settings when you just want it to work. So I'm still not, by the way, I say all this, the context I say all this in, I'm still not a Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 fan necessarily. I'm not a big fan yet. I still think I want to give it some time to settle in, and for them to get some of the bugs or the tedious things that are happening. I initially bought Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and I finally got so aggravated with waiting 22 to 23 minutes, and with an i9 system with 64 gigs of RAM, with a 4070 GPU, NVIDIA GPU, there's no reason I should have had to wait. And of course, I had a gigabit internet connection, and I still was having those lags. So I was just done. And I think on the initial MS Flight Sim 2024, I ended up asking for a refund and just canceled out and said, I'm not doing this. I'm just not going to do it. And I will wait for it to get more stable. And I understand now a lot of people who are big Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 people love it, and I think that's great. A lot of people are still Microsoft Flight Sim 2020
big fans. And I have some other friends. In fact, the one who's made my awesome livery for my Lion and the Lamb livery from Bravo 737. He said they just went to Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and they never looked back. So many have different preferences, but I'm still waiting it out. But I think XPlane actually took a leap ahead in when they came out with this latest update, and I think you've done something correct because I'm seeing some better frame rates. I'm seeing some better nighttime graphics, as you can see here. We're about to go into the clouds now, and the dash and the dark dashes and things seem to be gone. I can actually see the dash, and it looks much better now. It's a great job, guys. Just can't say enough. And you'll even see once we get into the airport, and I fly out of a lot of darker airports for all depending on if it's New Sky. I've done New Ski or New Sky, and the airports are the smaller European airports, and even those airports, the lighting is begun to get a little bit better. When I come out of those airports, you actually can see it's not just like darkness. So they've done a much better job. We're currently on a path right now to, I think, let me see where we are. We're on the Ilway Point, 26,000. We're a little bit ahead. I think we're a little bit ahead on our descent, which is fine. I think we're about, well, we may be a mile ahead, but I don't care. Our elevation at the airport is negative 37 feet. So I think we're going to be okay. I don't think we'll be hitting any any mountains. I was flying out of a European airport today and just had a bonehead time. It was nighttime, but I was instructed to fly runway heading and ascend runway heading, and that's it. That's what I was supposed to do. Well, me, Mr. Smart, came 1,000 feet, roughly 1,000 feet off the runway or at elevation, and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and LNAV it. I'm going to hit LNAV, and which is going to go, and LNAV makes a sweeping left turn, and it's about to run me straight into a mountain. I mean, alerts going off. There's no way I could actually ascend enough or climb enough to matter. And so next time I listen to the controller and just fly runway heading and ascend until I get to go ahead. See where we are. So we're 87 nautical miles from the airport. We're actually at about 180 heading. We're about to take a slight right. And we're coming in on what they call the R-tip arrival.
Amsterdam radar, Colin 1210, evening, descending through flight level 240 to flight level 150.
Clem 1210, Amsterdam radar identified. Good evening.
Good evening. We've only been in the air for 57 minutes, so it was not a long flight at all. Right at 400 miles. Our frequency's already set for ILS. We're coming in on runway 36 right. Brakes are set to number 2. Our anti-skid is set to 2. And we will have to make we're going to be passing the airport and having to come back around and set up for approach, since we're coming in on a 36 runway and we're currently at a heading of 180. So
Oh, one thing I like, this is 737-800 model, the Zebo model. With the Airbus, the windows are so much smaller in the Airbus. If you're a passenger, you don't get as good of a view, but
108, KLM 146.
set the boat. Our left map is weather, right map is terrain. Our VREF is going to be flaps 40. Just go ahead and make sure we've got it correctly. So we're going to do flaps 40, which will take us down to a approach of about 137 knots. I even like 30. We could have stayed flat. Could stay at flaps 30. We'd be at 144 knots. I was tempted. No, I think we'll be okay at 137.
KLM 1210, Amsterdam radar, descend flight level 060.
Descending flight level 060, KLM 1210.
Actually, we set our altitude to 2,000. He's saying 060, but by the time we get there, he will already have notified us to descend lower. We'll be capturing our frequency, or our ILS at 2,000.
American 467, maintain 250 knots.
Maintain 250 knots. American 467.
Switching out of standard. Good.
Amsterdam radar, good afternoon. DSO 361 in your airspace. Climbing flight level 310.
QNH is 1026. I is set. VREF is set. And all we have to do is follow, right now we'll follow the LNAV approach. I don't know if they're going to be vectoring us. I'm not sure if they are. I don't think I have a vector setting in here. Let's see. No, I mean it should just let us go. 5 and drop, descending. We don't drop, we descend. Descend. I think that is the airport out there. It is. So we'll actually be coming. We're going to go past it. And we're going to be coming back in this way when we land. Nice zoom there.
Clem 1210, contact Schiphol approach on 118.08.
Contacting Schiphol approach on 118.08. KLM 1210.
What's the word?
What is the word?
Schiphol approach KLM 1210. Good morning. Descending through flight level 160 for flight level 060.
Clem 1210, Schiphol approach identified. Good morning, expect the ILS runway 36 right approach into Schiphol.
Thank you.
1249 heavy descend and maintain 3000 airport 12 o'clock 20 miles.
Descending to 3000 airport in sight FedEx 1249 heavy.
Expecting the ILS runway 36 right approach into Schiphol. KLM 1210.
You heard her pronounce that as Schiphol. Schiphol. We're at 140 right now, monitoring, and we'll. When we get about 12, around 12,000, 11, 12,000, we'll kick in the landing lights.
And you see our speed going to begin to diminish. We will be going to, if we're at 240 now, we'll be going to 220. Actually, it says 250, but we're at 240, 240 knots. I'm putting our fixed rings in here. Okay. Fixed rings are just are a way to give you awareness. They're not, there's nothing divine or special about them. It's just, it helps give you a guide wire, a guideline when you're needing to put your landing gear down, different things.
Fly heading 280, descend and maintain 5000.
280 down to 5000, FedEx 1210.
Engines are too continuous now. Bring logo. Okay. And we'll do our initial flyby by the airport. And setting up. So you see where we are right now. We're coming this way. We're actually going to be doing some maneuvering to get set up for 3-6 approach. Everything still looks really good. Don't have any complaints at all. Looks good. Is that some lightning? We're at 240. Should be at 220. Still 240. Taking control of the speed. I'm intervening.
773 Delta Echo traffic at 11 o'clock. 3 miles eastbound, altitude unknown.
For traffic 773 Delta Echo. DFL 361, climb flight level 340. Flight level 340,
Going to flaps 1. Looking good. And we're coming up on the Amsterdam airport. We are at 220 knots. Flaps 1. And 10,000 feet. We should be at 7,000 feet. I'm not sure what the holdup is. Well, guys, let's go. It's a nice view. So the outside sky, everything, I think they've major improvement, and I'm not giving you the real technical term for the lighting technique or system that they use to do it, but I'm just letting you know from
so
or above flight level
that's great.
350.
It's much better.
Trail loss approved. Janet 294. Have a great day.
Makes me want to sing by the light of the silvery moon.
Amsterdam Raider, good morning. KLM 691. Heavy with you. Flight level 240 for 340. KLM 691. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
Heard that. It's good. This is where we're going to start making our maneuver around the airport and setting up for arrival for approach. So I think what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be coming. You're going to see us make more of a left turn here. Yeah, good job.
FedEx 1249 heavy
Very
descend and
good.
maintain
Makes
3000
makes
airport
good
1 2
sense.
o'clock 20 miles. Descending to 3000 airport in sight. FedEx
We're down to
1249
191,
heavy.
191 knots.
Climbing flight level 200 KLM 073.
KLM 073, contact Amsterdam radar on 118.805.
I feel a very stable approach coming on. We have been in the air for an hour and 16 minutes. You could call this downwind. It's kind of it's almost like a downwind with a dog leg in it. So we're downwind now. We'll be going to crosswind shortly. We're at flaps 5. Brakes are set to 2 or skid brakes, anti-skid. Frequency is is already set to 111.95. Or excuse me, 110. Yeah, 111.95. Yeah.
399er, reduce speed to 180, then descend and maintain 4,000. Going to 180, then down to 4,000, Southwest 399er. Right, maintain flight level 290, and we'll switch to 118.805 for KLM 1975. 118.105, Fiji Club.
Right, we're about to do, we're at crosswind. We're about to go crosswind.
Clem 1210, proceed direct AM 636, descend altitude 2000, QNH 1025. Until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 36 right approach.
Proceeding direct AM 636, descend to altitude 2000, QNH 1025. Cleared for the ILS runway 36 right approach once established on the localizer, KLM 1210.
I know he's telling us to go direct to AM 636. There's no traffic out here. I like we're on a steady, stable approach right now. So I'm going to
1,000 to go.
ignore him. No, well, honestly, we're turning. We're going to 636. And I'm activating my localizer and landing gear down. And we are going to 15 flaps.
$2,500.
150 knots, speed set. Tom?
Clem 1210, contact Schiphol Tower on 118.105.
And
Switching to Schiphol Tower on
ILS
118.105, KLM 1210. Schiphol Tower, Clem 1210, morning. We're established on the ILS approach for runway 36 right.
Clem 1210, Schiphol Tower, wind 020 at 5, runway 36 right, cleared to land.
Runway 36 right, cleared to land. KLM 1210.
flaps currently at 25. ILS active, command Cat 3 and command B active. Lock. For 145 knots. And 30 flaps. maybe staying at flaps 30 at 145. Maybe done with that.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Burchell, seat set.
Auto throttle off. I have throttle.
Descending to pattern altitude will report 2 mile final Mustang, November 1 kilo uniform 59.
Right? We're at 143, 143 knots. I have the throttle.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers.
Flown 1210, welcome to Schiphol. Contact ground on 121.56.
Switching to ground on 121.56, KLM 1210.
80 knots.
Please
Reversers
remain
off.
seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the
Schiphol ground,
seatbelt
KLM
sign.
1210, morning,
This
we're
will be
clear
your
of runway
one and
36
only
right and ready to
indication that
taxi
it's
to the
safe for
gate.
you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when
1210,
opening
Schiphol
your
ground.
windows.
Taxi to D16 via Echo 3, Bravo
Articles
Alpha 8.
that
Have a
may
good day.
shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and
via
larger
Echo 3,
electronics
Bravo
must
Alpha
remain
8,
still.
con 1210.
We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles accounts. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a Uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
It was a nice landing. It's a nice, smooth landing. It's good. Wow. We landed at about 86, a rate of about 86 feet per minute. It's good. Even though this particular video is really not about the landing, we're gonna go back and look. I'm gonna go back and replay it. I think it's worth a replay, and plus, I think it will give you an outside look at how like right now, you see this run, you see this airport. The lighting just looks different, like really, really different. It looks really good. Yeah, very different. Let's go ahead and get some chocks in place, shut down our engines, activate the ground power. Lights up. Seatbelts off. Alright, let's go back and watch that. I have to go far. Right, that should be about right. Let's get a good angle.
371 Bravo Charlie, make a right turn heading 180.
You see how the speed, you can get a sense of the speed. Say that one more time. Okay, I think I made my point. It's just if you haven't downloaded the update yet, I wouldn't do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. So it looks much better. Lighting, like here we are in a nighttime situation here, even with just the lights at the airport, and it looks really good. So give it a try. All right, man. See you guys later.